How you all doing? Just a bit of a channel update really. Well, to be honest with you, I haven't been messing with the bikes very much, but I am having quite a bit of trouble. Still makes me chuckle every time I hear the channel name being sung by someone or something, some AI stuff or whatever, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, let's get on with it. I did have all this casing off before, and then I put it all back together. Then I did an oil change, and then when I went to press the starter button to see if it would start up, all I was getting was a click. And then I could hear like a metallic click down this end. So I took all the starter motor off to check that, to see if it had packed up. It's a brand new one. But no, that was alright. I must say, when I put this back on, I did put it back on with silicone gasket glue. Anyway, I took it all off again, and then hit the starter button, and it just span over like it normally does. And I put that back on with the silicone glue, and it was doing the same thing. The engine just wouldn't spin. It was just clicking and clanking, and a clanking sound in there. So I loosened these top bolts off, and then tried it again, and then it span. And the more I tightened these top bolts up, this started to turn slower and slower when I pressed the starter. Like I said, I did take the stator off, but I'm sure that's back on right, and it's not catching on anything, and I'm pretty sure it's back on central. I can't see anything what's catching. So what I'm praying on now is I've ordered a £20 gasket to put back on there, because it does go through a few intricate places, like, don't know if you can see down there in the dark. There's a place there where it's needs to be covered up, and there's a place there what needs to be covered up, and there's all this on here what's covered up with the gasket. So I'm hoping that when I put the gasket on, put it back together, the engine is going to spin and it's not going to tighten up again when I tighten these top bolts up. I did do the throttle bodies and put new gasket O-rings on that, and that's all been done. And I was hoping, yes, let's see if it starts. No, it just went click, 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 click. Anyway, that's not the end of it. Now, the GTR. Yes, a lot of the GTR parts are in this shed. Bit dark in here, sorry. The problem with this, I haven't used it for a while, and one day I felt like going for a ride, so I pulled it out into the garden. Tried to start it up. It did take a while to start up, but eventually it started. Then I revved it up, but it sounded pretty good. Then I looked on the floor, and there was a big massive pool of petrol. So I looked under the carburetors. Hopefully you can see under there. And it was peeing out of every single carburetor. So I gave up the idea of going for a ride. Immediately took the bike to bits, took all the carburetors off, took all the float bowls off. They were all nice and clean inside. And so I checked the float heights, they were all slightly out. So I reset all those to 17mm, and the air screw mixture adjustments weren't quite right as well. They were out 2 turns, and in the book it says they should be out 1 3/4, so I reset them. And then I did the nightmare task of getting the carburetors back on, getting it all back together, and a couple of days later taking it out for a ride. Yes, and that's about as far as the GoPro got me before it decided to freeze up and not record any more of my journey. But I did get to my destination safe and sound and go and get my shopping, which was some dog food for the dog. Came out the shop, set all the camera back up, it's turned on, working fine, and then just as I was to pull off again, the battery decided to die, so it missed all the wonderful footage of me breaking down on the way home. Which takes me back to fixing the carburetors and the coolant, topping the coolant up, and I think I did a bit of user error there, putting it all back together, because I was coming home on the 70-mile-an-hour road, everything nice and hunky-dory, and then I started to feel this warm, wet stuff hitting me in the face, and then my bike started to groan and get upset. It started to get slower and slower, but I did manage to get to the slip road, pull into the side and stand on the grass, where I took the side panels off, took the seat off, pulled the petrol tank back, and just in front of the petrol tank is the coolant filler cap. I did undo that, but I did do it slow because there was no compression there, so I did it all the way. There was a load of coolant missing because it was all over me and all over the tank and into my face. Mind you, it was all over my boots as well, or my right boot, and I couldn't actually see where it had come from. Anyway, I put the cap back on, put the tank back on, put the seat back on, put the side panels back on. I tried to start it to carry on my merry way slowly, but it just would not start. So at that point I sat on the grass verge, got my mobile phone out, phoned the wife out. I broke down, darling. Oh dear, what do you want me to do about it? Not really. But basically, what could she do anyway? I've got a car and I've got a trailer, but the car we've got doesn't have a tow bar on it, so there's nothing she could do anyway. But anyway, after having the long conversation with my wife, I thought I'd put my helmet back on, put my gloves back on, put the choke on, try and start it, and it started. So I did manage to get a bit further down the road, get off the motorway and onto the pavement where the iCare is. I'd have another tinker about with it there. After all this time, about 3/4 of an hour had passed, so I decided to try and start it without the choke, but it started up, so I turned it off immediately, got all my gear back on, got on the bike and limped it home like a wounded animal. Every traffic light I came to, I had to stop, and the needle starts going up and up and up when you're not moving, so I just pressed the red button, cut the engine out, waited for the lights to change, and then started it up again. And I must have been about 30 traffic lights, that's what it felt like. And eventually I did get home, took all the bike to bits, and had a good route round, and still can't work out why the coolant decided to have a sticky fit and start spraying all over me. No broken pipes, no nothing. All I can think is that it was operator error and not tightening the coolant cap up properly, but I don't know. What I'm in the process of doing now is going to take the radiator off, flush it out, make sure there's no debris in there, because I can't remember if I cleaned that out when I rebuilt the bike. But like I said on a video before, I did have overheating problems on the bike a few weeks ago, and I came to the conclusion that the thermostat was stuck closed. And now this problem has turned up again, and I'm just praying that it's not the head gasket. Anyway, touch wood, it's nothing to do with the head gasket. And normally I would be filming all this stuff, what I'm doing to the bike, but I just want to get it done and fixed and back on the road. And as you know, filming and explaining and editing and uploading takes a hell of a lot of time, so I just want to get it done. So yes, there you go, just a bit of an update on the Johnny Stucknucks channel, bikes and whatever. I'll probably try and dig some old footage out what's never been seen before, and stick that on and run that out to the end of the video. So yes, thanks for watching, stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you.
I'll see you in another life, brother.
Fixing stuff with Jody stuck nuts and nuts. When it's a fixed up, I'll be riding in the wind. If I don't see you in this life, I'll see you in another life, brother. Fix it right. You've gotta follow your dream.
You're welcome, Malcolm. So is that it? 6 bites.
Fixing stuff with Jody stuck nuts on lights. When it's a fixed up, I'll be riding in the wind. If I don't see you in this life, I'll see you in another life, brother. Fix it right. You've gotta follow your dream.